why I'd say this is a good panfish pole is because even on some of the bigger panfish, they'll break the 4 pound test. I had it happen earlier today. Some of the large ones would take my whole worm, take the whole hook, and no, I tied a couple different knots. It wasn't the knots, it was just the line, the 4 pound test. This is what came on it, 4 pound Cajun line. I caught some gar on it, but I think I just got lucky. So I want to show you how I catch bluegill with it, how I rig it. I'm going to take this grub off. My favorite thing to use for bluegill year round is live red worms. The smaller ones work good. The bigger ones, you'll end up catching a fish that's a little too big for this 4 pound line and it'll snap it. So I recommend the small one. I like using the smallest hook possible, but if you do get a bigger fish, it might bend your hook out. My favorite bluegill rig with worms, just a little hook, split shot, the smaller the better. I would say to use a small bobber, but I like using a big bobber because I feel like it sort of sets the hook. If they go to take it, it's more than, they could just grab a little piece of the worm and pull your whole bobber down. But when they really take it, they'll pull that big bobber down and you'll know they're on there. A lot of people use crappie bites. They work, I figure they work in the winter pretty good, but in the summer you're gonna want some dangling, moving around, like some worms. So I'll show you how I do that. Technical difficulties. Alright. So I'll just get a small hook. If I'm fishing for panfish, I won't put a lead or nothing, just straight onto the 4 pound. I hope you guys can see this. Just a little loop knot. If you're only getting some less than 4 pounds, it should be alright. Do it again so you guys can see. These small hooks will, I find I hook myself more with the small hooks. So there you go. It's just a hook, small hook tied onto the 4 pound test. And now we'll put a split shot on there. I like to put it about 6 inches to a foot above, depends how deep you're fishing. Get the split shot. Get a pair of pliers. Clamp that on there. It's on there good. And then I like to put my bobber right above the split shot because the split shot holds it down so it doesn't turn sideways or anything. There's a lot of current, it'll move your bobber around a lot. The split shot helps it stay in one place. I'm going to show you how I rig the worms because a lot of people do it wrong, or depends what you're fishing for. I like to get the hook Put it right in there. Thread your worm all the way to the top. Just like that. And if you're really trying to catch big panfish, this is the best way to do it, because you can put on a little piece and catch the little ones all day. You put a whole worm on there like that, and you're going to get a big panfish. I caught some big bluegill like this. So just a bobber, a split shot, and a worm with a little hook on the 4-pound. And you can catch some pretty big panfish. I don't like putting smaller baits because you'll catch all the little ones. The bigger the bait, the bigger the fish, most of the time. So, I hope this helps you catch some more bluegill. Hopefully some big ones.